You guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I say it every year, and the 2020 beauty favorites is here. And what a year it has been, my friends. Listen, we've all been through a lot. 2020 has been a lot. But we are not ones to mess with tradition here on this channel. Every year we can expect an everyday May, a Landmas, and gosh golly, we can expect a beauty favorites from the year. So that's what today is going to be, guys. My beauty faves, my top roundup on my favorite makeup products that I used and favorite makeup discoveries from the year. I love doing these and I love to watch other people's. It's one of my top things I always search at the end of the year. I just love watching them. And last year what I actually did in the description box was link my previous year's favorites. I think I did 2017, 2018, and then I listed my 2019 favorites. So I'm going to do the same thing in the description box down below for you guys this year. I'm just going to put 2017, 2018, 2019, and then this year's. And it's always fun to see and compare. And it's also interesting to see how much of a creature of habit I am with my makeup products. But there's definitely a lot of new, exciting stuff, new discoveries this year. And it's going to be a long one. So let's just wrap it up, guys. Top beauty from the year of 2020. Holy moly, you guys, let me know in the comments down below what your top beauty products were from this year. I'd love to hear from you guys and hear what your favorite products were. Give this video a big thumbs up if you love yearly beauty wrap-up videos as well, and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing this face going into 2021. Let us dive in, guys. I'm going to start with primer. Now, with primers and foundations, I did just do an entire wrap-up of my favorite products for dry skin. That included primers and foundations. So if you want to see my full comprehensive list, definitely check that video out. There's a lot of priming and foundation products that I love, but I am going to start with the primers that I loved this year. And priming products for me, a primer by definition, or at least the definition in my mind, is you are priming something before applying an additional something onto it. So everyone's going to look for something different in a primer. Someone might be wanting specific pore filling. Someone might want oil controlling. For me, a priming product, regardless if it's a marketed primer, I am looking for something to add an additional layer of moisture before I apply foundation, because I have really dry skin and that's what my skin needs for primer. The Welleda Skin Food was definitely my most used from the year, just a lovely thick layer of moisture. And then if you've been watching the recent videos, you'll know that I recently added in the Mineralise Lait Crème Concentrate. Can someone French please help us out here? This was the recent addition to the priming pile, and both of these just add the most lovely thick layer of moisture to the skin to prep for makeup. They're plumping. That's the best way I could describe it. Even though, you know, the descriptive words we use for makeup here generally all sound the same, because I'm looking to achieve the same things. Like I just mentioned before, I did just do a wrap up of my favorite foundations, but there were definitely two standout foundation discoveries that I had this year, earlier in the year and continuing to now. The Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation was definitely the top. This is just a great go-to all-rounder foundation to have. It's lighter to medium coverage. You can build it up depending on what you're using. It just looks like your skin and it just feels good, and it gives the most natural finish ever. And it's just a great, all-arounder foundation. And then towards the end of the year, a beautiful foundation from the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. And this one's just an amazing dupe for kind of any full coverage foundation or fuller coverage foundation. It's incredibly dewy. Like, the radiant serum part of this title is true. It has a very radiant and very, very dewy finish. So it's great for dry skin. If you're just having some breakouts, you really want to have that extra coverage. If you're looking for a dupe for any high-end foundation that's giving you the more full coverage, this is the one to go for. This plus the concealer actually were definitely favorites from the year. But I think the foundation was more of a standout product for me versus the concealer. This one is the top. Now, speaking of concealer, I'm actually kind of torn about what my favorites were from the year, because concealers, I definitely always keep the same concealers on hand, and I've had very similar favorites throughout the years. And there were definitely a few that I used this year that would be standout favorites. I actually pulled out 3 here, but I just wanted to say that they all kind of just do the same thing. They all feel very similar on my face. I use them interchangeably, and none of them really have a strong differentiating factor for me. Like, I kind of just use them all in tandem with one another. But they were all also new to me this year, so I am mentioning 3 concealers here. All right, we've got the Tom Ford Concealing Pen, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer, and this is the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer, and I just don't use the sponge. But these are all on the kind of lighter to medium coverage, and they are just one of those go-to concealers where you can use it anywhere on the face. Some concealers I use specifically for under eyes, some specifically are better for spot concealing. These are just like the all-around, all over the face concealer. You're using them for additional coverage. The Tom Ford one looks to be on sale, and they have a final sale tag on the Tom Ford website right now. Right now they're half off, so I wonder if they're discontinuing these, which is very interesting. Lots of discontinuing happening this year, isn't there? The Luminous Silk Concealer is just a beautiful extension of the foundation, but like we discussed in a recent video, the prices are definitely getting up there from the Armani products, and then the Clinique one was a beautiful new discovery, and they all kind of have a similar finish. Moving on to powder, guys. 2020 was the year of powder for me. 2020 has been the year where I have finally fully jumped onto the powder train. I understand the beauty and magic that a face powder can bring to your face, and there has very much been a standout favorite. Can you guess what that favorite is from this year? Ding ding, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I started using it this year. It was a favorite earlier in the year, and I have since hit pan. After all of this time, and after using numerous powder products and having previous favorites, I can with 100% certainty say that I could ignore all the rest of the powders in my collection and exclusively use this for the rest of time. And at the time that I use this up, I will absolutely be repurchasing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but this powder specifically turned me into a powder person because of how it looks and performs on my skin. It legitimately has a blurring effect. You put it on and you're like, did someone just put a filter on me? Like, it just gives that look. It sets in. It doesn't settle into any fine lines. It doesn't make me too dry or flaky feeling like so many powders do. It's great. I need to know how many of you also jumped on the powder train with me this year. Let me know in the comments down below. Let's talk about bronzer and contour, guys. 2020, this year, I actually did do my top 5 bronzers, top 5 highlighters, and I did a cream bronzer and contour showdown. So I'm gonna link those videos down below for you because that'll just give you the full list of all my favorites that are always lingering in my collection. But I will say that my 2 favorites are actually the same as 2019, because in 2019 I mentioned the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, which is this lovely palette here. And I only use the contour side, really. I never use the highlight. But this is still existing in my everyday makeup vanity, and I have included it in my little project pan moment. I'm going to be using this until I use it up. It's a beautiful cream contour. And also in 2019, I had mentioned that the Benefit Hoola was a product I was trying to use up, and it has been a year since then, and I'm still using up the same bronzer. I had hit pan on this in 2019, and the bronzer is still going today. If you're ever wondering what product is worth the splurge, is worth your money, I believe these are like 40 something dollars Canadian now. These products at Sephora are not cheap, but the worth for your money is here. This is continuing to be the bronzer that will never die, and this was definitely my favorite from the year, continuing on from last year. And I did want to give an honorable mention to the Fenty cream bronzers that came out this year. This is the shade 02 Butter Biscuit. This has seen a lot of love from me. Great packaging, great shade variety that they brought out, and that was a very exciting new launch from 2020. Let's move on to highlighters, my friends. If you guys watch my makeup declutter, you will see that I have a problem when it comes to highlighters. I have a lot of highlighters, but I also use a lot of the same highlighters. Becca Opal, Nude Sticks Hey Honey, MAC Whisper of Guilt, all of these highlights are kind of just always floating in my everyday use and in my favorites pile, and that's also the first product that I've mentioned in this video that is featured in my Nude Sticks Matinee to Soiree kit, the Nude Sticks Hey Honey highlighter. This was actually my favorite highlight of 2018, which is so crazy. It's been in my favorites for so long, and that is the first product here in my Matinee to Soiree kit, which was very exciting. But I will say that this year did bring some new favorites to the pile, guys. The Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in the shade Tiara. What a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. This is actually the highlight I'm wearing now. Don't mind this giant sip, my God. That's what happens when your mom sends you a box of candy for the purpose of Christmas decorations, and then you eat it all in one day. As you can see here, it just gives the most lovely melted into your skin, natural glow. I used this highlighter so much this year. It's just such a stunning, easy formula. It's a multi-use formula. You can kind of put it anywhere, and it just gives the most gorgeous, like golden champagne highlight. And what I love about this one is it's just smooth and creamy. There's no chunky bits of glitter. I had actually powdered my face before applying it today, and it applies so beautifully over top of powder or cream, whatever you're putting on. It's really, truly such a beautiful formula, and that was a huge favorite from this year. Another discovery from this year was also the Vesca Wish highlighter. I'm so sorry, I have absolutely made this packaging filthy, but this is the Vesca Wish highlighter. It's the cutest packaging ever. I want to show you guys how small this is. I'm going to put it next to Benefit Hoola because Benefit Hoola is actually really small itself too. So if you guys have seen the Benefit box blushes and whatnot, you can see how tiny this little guy is. It's the cutest thing, and Wish is just the shade that I use, but Vesca in general, I had actually mentioned earlier in the year that this was just a favorite brand launch that I found and kind of used and discovered this year. Their shade ranges across the board are fabulous. They have a color for everyone. They have beautiful bronzers as well, and I think that the Wish highlight this year was just definitely a standout for me from the brand. Now, blush is always a very difficult category for me. There's always multiple favorites in blush. You cannot make me choose one. I use so many different blushes, so many different colors depending on what I'm wearing and what lip I'm wearing and what season it is and what mood I'm in. I just love blushes, and I will always have a million on the go at one time. So I have a few favorites to talk about, and I kind of wanted to go like seasonally throughout the year. I kind of had a different blush that I was using per quarter, if you will. So at the start of the year, a very exciting launch that came out was the MAC Glow Play blushes. And this one in particular, there were definitely a few shades that I loved, but I think So Natural was just a very lovely everyday. I love my everyday light nude blushes. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a cushion blush. It's like moussey. It's like a moussey cream blush, and it just puts the most lovely light wash of color on your face. Love that one so much. Then comes summertime. Oh my god. The Tower 28 Golden Hour blush. This one got so much love from me throughout the summer, and it really just is perfectly named. When I put this blush on, it just made me feel like I was sitting on the beach, which is definitely a look I'm often trying to achieve when doing my makeup, and it's that beautiful burnt kind of pinky orange color. It's definitely a color I will continue to gravitate to when I'm in my more tanned summery state. And like Vesca, this was another just kind of brand discovery favorite for me this year. We'll touch more on that later. I have some more favorites from Tower 28, so big favorite from this year. Then this was a sad one. This was a limited edition blush that came out this year, but I feel like I had to mention it as an honorable mention because it was featured in my fall makeup video. I included it in a favorite. And I just love the Pillow Talk range from Charlotte Tilbury in general. I feel like they always come out with new and exciting things from the Pillow Talk color category, and it's just a shade and a range that I just love everything that comes out from it. So this is the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow Color of Passion. Again, it was limited edition, but maybe if we continue begging and continue talking about it, they'll make it a permanent product because first of all, the packaging, so cute. And it's such a beautiful lip and cheek, versatile, multi-use product. I love the color. It smells so good. Ugh. And I want to keep talking about it. I want to keep using it. It's just been a lovely everyday product, and you put it on your lips and cheeks and it's just easy. And I'm sad that it was limited edition, and I hope that someday it will not be. Speaking of Pillow Talk, guys, my final blush favorite is also the Pillow Talk blush. Ugh. Look at how disgusting this packaging is. I have used this blush so much. I'm realizing now it's my only powder blush favorite. It's the blush I'm wearing currently, and you've probably seen this in a million videos because it really just has been a blush I continue to go back to. I love the shade. I love the packaging. Charlotte Tilbury just really, their cheek to chic blushes have been ones that have always popped up through my YouTube history, and this was a huge favorite this year. Let's move on to brows, guys. We have had an exciting brow journey in 2020. We finished off 2019 with the discovery of soap brows. I did an entire video on when I first tried it, but we have moved on to bigger and better and more cementy feathering things, guys. I did just do a video all about my 2 favorite brow techniques, so I will link that here for you if you missed it. I'm gonna really quickly summarize what my favorites were. I was actually surprised to see when I was going through all my favorites videos and makeup tutorials from the year that my most used brow product was the Dior Show Brow Styler, and I had the shade Blonde. I now have the shade Brown. I really like this packaging. It's very small and very nice to grip onto, and I like that it's speedy with no lid. You can just twist it up and you're ready to go. And I never had a problem with it drying out, which really surprised me. It was really, really cool. So that was my most used product from 2020, which surprised me. I thought it would be my Benefit pencil, but with the feathery brows, my biggest discovery this year was the Benefit Ka-Brow. I know I've used products similar to this in the past, but buying the little mini version I think was great if you're worried about it drying up and using it up, and this has just been a fantastic product that I've been using to try and create the really realistic hair strokes. So the Benefit Ka-Brow, that was huge. And then for gels, the Vanessa Brow Hack, guys, the Got2b water resistant spiking glue. This has been the best brow discovery ever. The most affordable random dupe to any brow gel that you're gonna use. This is going to slick your brows up to the most cemented state ever. If you like that look, you don't need to spend money on a Luxe brow gel. Look no further. If you wanted a dupe for anything, this has been like probably the best like dupe product discovery out of anything here. And I love seeing how many of you have used this, and you know, God bless Vanessa forever, blessing our brows with this hack. That was huge from this year. But I will say that the most recent discovery and the only rival to this that I have found has been the Refi Brow Sculpt. And like I mentioned before, this is kind of just giving us the feathery brow look that I want, and the same that this gives. It has a very similar holding power, which shocked me, but it's just like convenient and all in this. Like when I use the Got2b, I gotta squeeze it out of my hand, use an additional spoolie, press it up, what have you. This is all just in one. The brow gel is there with your spoolie. It's just very easy to use, very convenient. And like we recently learned, it does also have the comb on the top, so you technically never have to press in with your hands and dirty up your fingers. Let's move on to eyes, guys. Ooh, my last year, 2019 favorites were the Victoria Beckham Smoky Eye Bricks. And that still holds true to this day. I still keep them in my everyday drawer. I am not a big eyeshadow gal. I definitely stick to neutrals when it comes to my everyday, most used life. However, I will say that we had a lot of fun in 2020. We did a lot of different makeup looks. We tried a lot of new techniques with the eyes, and we definitely played with a lot of color. Perhaps I'll link a few of my favorites in the description box down below. So for those of you who say I never play with color, that is not true. I do dabble sometimes. It's just that they're my least viewed videos. I feel like the majority of us here are the neutral, easy, everyday eyeshadow loving gals. And that is why these two are my favorites from the year. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Palettes eyeshadow palette, and this is the Vive the Essential palette. The Makeup by Mario palette, first of all, love the size, love the sleek packaging. It's just very concise and precise. And this gives you every neutral, matte, cool or warm tone brown that you could possibly need to create any kind of smoky eye, which is just my favorite everyday thing. I mean, let's be honest, I basically just put my bronzer in my eyes every day, but if you're looking for an eyeshadow that covers all your neutral matte bases, this is it. And if you love an eyeshadow topper like I do, you buy one like the Shiseido Aura Dew or some kind of shimmery eyeshadow topper. You have this in your topper and you are set, you are good to go. All of your neutral looks will be covered. However, if you just want a one-stop shop and you don't want to have to buy any kind of like shimmery things additionally, you just want it all in one, the Vive palette is so beautiful. It's a neutral lover's dream. You have warm and cool tones in here, a great black, and you have your gorgeous shimmery inner corner highlights and your beautiful pops of gold shimmery goodness on the top. And it's massive. If you're looking for a massive mirror to be able to do your makeup in, look no further. This palette has you set. So these are my two palette discoveries and neutral favorites from the year. 2020 was a big year for mascara. I actually had a lot of favorites from this year. 2019 was my Tom Ford Badass Black Mascara, which continues to exist and live in my collection today. However, there are a few new favorites, guys. I kind of have two looks that I go for when I'm going for mascara. I either have my like light, everyday, fluffy, fluttery lash look that I'm looking for, or I want like the big, bold, the most volume I can possibly get, which is like the Tom Ford Badass Black. It's like heavy volume, thick. But then I also love my fluttery lashes, guys. And there were two mascaras that kind of fell into my fluttery lash category. That being the Marc Jacobs At Lash Mascara. This is my second tube. Another one that I also used up was my Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes Mascara. They both give the same look, in my opinion, either or. I just think this packaging is really fun. It's really fun to look at, but I did use them both and love them both equally. And then obviously, I waited all year to talk about this one, but the Bite Full Volume Upswing Mascara. This is the rival to my Tom Ford Badass Mascara without the effort and struggle to remove it. This one is so easy to remove, so you're getting that full volume, intense, thick lash look, but then it's not a pain in the ass to take off at the end. So this was a very, very exciting launch, definitely like at the very end of 2020, but a favorite nonetheless because I'd been sitting on it and keeping it a secret for so long. We're on to lips. So many lip products. Oh my God, there's so many lip products. There always is. I just love lips. Lip products are definitely my favorite things to play with, and I love to line my lips, and I love anything juicy and balmy on my lips, and there were definitely a ton of lip favorites this year. I'm going to start with the lip liner. The lip liner that has graced my lips the most is definitely the Victoria Beckham 02 Lip Definer. I just love this shade. All of my lip liners are pretty much the same. I buy all of my lip liners in seemingly the same shade. I always have a light nude and a deeper nude. This is the lighter version of the two I have from Victoria Beckham, 02. The deeper one is 05, and that goes with everything else. My Patrick Ta, I have the lighter and the darker. My Makeup Forever ones, I have 03 and 05. You get the gist. This one, however, was my most used from this year, and it is currently the one I am using on a daily basis and trying to use up. Have it on my lips right now. But let us acknowledge the fact that this next product was the biggest discovery I personally think that I had in 2020, and those are the Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Shines. Oh my. Any lip balmy, luscious, juicy lipstick that exists, Revlon is going to have a dupe for that. I'm gonna swatch a couple of my favorites here really quick. This one is 019 Dewy Peach. Look at that juiciness. Oh my God. This was the big favorite, 002 Beaming Strawberry. A gorgeous, gorgeous, cool toned light pink. This is the one I'm wearing today. This is 021 So Sleek Pink, which is an even brighter and more cool toned pink. Let me just give myself a little top up here. It matches my sweater. This is 021 So Sleek Pink. And then the more recent fun, 008 Rum Raisin. I wore this in a recent video, and truly you can't go wrong with these. This is my top lip product from the year, for sure. An amazing affordable dupe for any lip balm, juicy lip product ever on the planet. Another big launch from 2020 and products that I continued to buy. Oh my God. I bought so many of these, you guys, and wore them so much this year. They were the MAC Shot of Color lip oils, and I remember when I discovered them, I actually found out that they were like a new launch in Canada, but that they had been launched in other regions and countries like way before that, like in 2019. And the two shades I loved the most and used the most were definitely Punch Drunk Love and Office Fling. Punch Drunk Love being the color I wore more so, for sure. This frequented a lot of pics and a lot of love in 2020. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous formula, very unique. And then this is Office Fling, which is a very bright pink, but just looks so gorgeous on the lips. Like, look at that. It just looks like a sheen of glass, and it makes your lips look so plump and juicy. This was such a fun discovery from this year, and I wore them so much. I mentioned earlier that the favorites from Tower 28 would continue, and that would be my gloss favorite from 2020. The Tower 28 glosses, guys. This is Fire and Cashew. Puts the most gorgeous glass, shimmery, juicy, plumping, you know my favorite words, look on the lips. And then Cashew, what a favorite. What a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I put on my lip liner. I put on one of these glosses. Boom, done, ready to go. Huge favorites from 2020. Let's continue on with more lips, guys. I couldn't not mention my personal shade from my matinee to soiree kit with nude sticks. We launched the Send Nudes Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm, and this was just my personal perfect nude. It has my little signature on it. Here is Send Nudes here on the top. It's just a gorgeous neutral beige, but then with that juicy gel formula. It is gorgeous, and I hope to have very exciting news coming your way about this one specifically. Stay tuned in 2021, my friends. I have to continue with some more lip favorites because they're just There just were so many favorites, guys. I couldn't talk about lip favorites and not mention the Victoria Beckham lipsticks that came out this year. Look at this packaging. These three are my favorite: Girl, Pout, and Spice. This is the shade Girl, this is the shade Pout, and this is the shade Spice. So Girl, Pout, and Spice. These are my three favorites from the range, and I've worn them so much towards the end of the year after they launched, and I simply could not mention them in this video. A final favorite, a final honorable mention has been, again, a recent discovery, but the Charlotte Tilbury Jewelgasm lipstick. My God. What a unique, fun lipstick. It's clear. It smells like ring pops. I love the color, and I've talked about it so much in recent videos, but like the color of Passion shade, I'm like, oh, this is limited edition, and they're gonna take this away from us. People need to stop discontinuing things. I just swatched it on my hand there. It just leaves the most lovely little plummy berry wine stained stain on your lips. I love it so much, and though that's not a whole year favorite, I just wanted to toss it in at the end because there's only a few places where it's still available, and who knows, I don't even know. It could be already sold out, but I had to mention it because it's also in today's giveaway. Guys, I have been talking so much. There have been a lot of products that we have just blabbed on about, but that is my wrap up of 2020. Those are my favorite and top picks in beauty from the last year, the year of 2020. That is a very extensive list of my favorites from this year, and naturally I wanted to end this video with giving away some of my favorites to you guys. So today's giveaway, a big pile of some of my favorite things. I'm gonna whip through it really quickly. One of you is going to win today's giveaway. Check the description box down below on how to enter to win, but one of you will be getting the Makeup by Mario palettes, the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow set that comes with the brush. Another, yes, I did buy 2 of these, and I did keep both of them in the bubble wrap, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush, Youth to the People mask. Again, everybody needs these. I'm sure I bought the entire stock. Smashbox primerizer, one of my favorite primers of all time. 2 of my mascara favorites from the year, guys, the Marc Jacobs at Lash and the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes, a Glowgasm Jewelgasm lipstick in here from Charlotte Tilbury, and then I have this glorious limited edition pouch from Lisa Eldridge with a ton of her lipsticks and also some of the new gloss launches that she had. Of course, I can't talk about my year favorites without including my Nude Sticks Matinee de Soiree kit in the giveaway. So one of those is going to you. And then we also picked up, oh my God, this was me and Dan's scent discovery this year, the Diptyque Faux de Bois. These things are fancy, they are bougie, and they make a beautiful gift. And though it's not a beauty favorite, this was a favorite of both Dan and I this year, so wanted to give it to you guys. Starbucks also included another gift card to put in this giveaway, which was super nice. Thank you, Starbucks. And then just a few things that I added to the pile that recently came in PR. The SK2 facial treatment essence. This was a huge skincare favorite from this year, and I still have the giant massive jumbo bottle that I bought earlier in the year, and they had sent out this cool one with the limited edition packaging, which is really cute. So I wanted to give that away to one of you guys. And then also the Gisou honey infused hair oil. Just some random fun extra things I added to the giveaway, guys. So check the description box down below how to enter. That's today's giveaway, you guys. Those were my 2020 beauty favorites. Please let me know in the comments down below what products you loved over this last year. What were your top picks from 2020? And we'll see you all tomorrow, guys, for the final day of Landmas. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you then. Bye!